Hello there, it is Dr. Fern, the coach for hundreds of dentist women worldwide, helping them find their freedom in dentistry. Now, thank you again for tuning in. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you, and I'm so grateful for all the women who have posted comments and questions and taken on some of my teachings. So today I'm here to teach you that there is another way to do dentistry, a way to live without the constant nagging, anxiety, and overwhelm. A way to work less and earn more, and a way to impact your patients' lives much more powerfully and have them ready to accept any treatment plan that you give them because they trust you, regardless of the size of the treatment. So the problem is you didn't learn any of this in dental school and you didn't learn it from anyone else. So right now you don't have the tools to change. And it also might be pretty hard to imagine being completely free from all of this stress and living a life that you absolutely love. Now, I want you to understand that I understand. And so many of you might know my story that 8 years ago, when I first bought my practice, I was literally 6 months into buying my first practice when it all came crashing down on me. I was so stressed. I'd actually ended up having some anxiety and a panic attack, and I found myself on my kitchen floor by myself, and that was the last straw because I thought that success meant that I had to have a dental clinic. I was raised by a migrant family to believe that fulfillment and success were the same thing, and it meant being the boss. And I came out of school and I worked my butt off and I became the boss, and I thought, okay, just because I'm a great dentist, boss is easy, right? Wrong. Within 3 months, I had about 5 huge ticket items break down in my clinic, like literally the compressor, the suction unit, the dental chair, all of the stuff that I just bought, the computer systems, they all came crashing down. And of course, you can't even survive 1 day, 2 days with all of that not working. And on top of it all, the staff changeover was horrendous. And I just wanted to be liked by my staff. I didn't know how to lead. So I was working in my business 6 days a week. I was having cortisone injections in my right shoulder, neck, shoulder pain, searing, Botox injections in my face. It was just crazy. And I don't even know how I survived. And I didn't, because what happened is it all came crashing down on me. And literally my body gave way and I fell flat on my face and collapsed with a panic attack. And that was the start of me changing trajectory, like me investing in myself and finding myself going from 6 days a week down to 2, and being able to change from earning $900,000 over the clinic, changing over, going up to almost $2 million, just from learning the 4 strategies that I teach all of my dental women. So right now, I really want to share this with you because my mission is to get out there and empower all of us to do the same thing. And so one of the most powerful tools I mastered on my own journey to empty my anxiety and take back control of my life was the power of breath, not just for me, but also my patients. And it changed everything. So I want to ask you, what happens when you are in a stress state? Yeah, everything gets contracted. You're not thinking properly. Your fight or flight has kicked in. Your amygdala, your midbrain is telling you you're in danger. And when I talk about stress, I talk about your body doesn't know the difference between real or perceived threat anymore. And the stress system is amazing for us. If we were in our hunter-gatherer days and we needed to run when there was threat, when there was a lion about to chase us, and we'd secrete adrenaline and cortisol in our body, and it would burn that sucker. But the truth is, your body doesn't know the difference now between real threat, which is actually quite rare for us in our Western society, and perceived threat. And every time you have a stressful thought, every time you think about the clinic, every time you get stuck thinking about patients, thinking about staff, thinking about the treatment that you did for your patients, berating yourself that maybe you're too slow, you're not good enough, I'm never going to be able to buy my clinic. All of this compounds and it just secretes constantly toxins in your body, cortisol and adrenaline. Now, cortisol in itself is not a toxin. It is the survival hormone, and it's needed by your body. But what happens is that your body preferentiates this over any other system in your body, which means everything else gets put on the back burner. So that means reproduction suffers, digestion suffers, immune system suffers, circulation, you name it. Cortisol, fight and flight will always win. So here's the thing. One of the key things that I learned, which is so easy because we have it here at our disposal right now is that a lot of us forget to breathe. When we're stressed, when we're thinking, we're not even present anymore. And what happens is that we're far away and we're probably not breathing properly. We're not getting proper oxygen into our body. And we're activating, if you're breathing rapid up here or you've held your breath, and think about your patients, for instance, being fearful in your dental chair. What happens is that you're just kicking in that fight, flight, freeze reflex. And it is circulating that toxin around your body. Okay, so I want you to come back and think about the breath, because every time you breathe deep and full, every time you come back into presence, and it teaches you to be present right now. Because the truth is, it doesn't matter what's going on in the future that might happen, or if you keep hanging out in the past, none of that actually happens and is real right now. What is real right now is the present. And when you can come back into the breath, you come back into presence. Right? So I want you to shake out your body every time that happens and breathe deep and full. Breathe deep and full and, take a big inhale in, and when you exhale, have a longer exhale. And every time you exhale longer, so say for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, you inhale, and then when you exhale, you count up to 5. If you take 1, 2, 3, 10 of those, what that is telling your body is that I'm safe. I'm going to kick back into my parasympathetic nervous system. I don't have to be in my fight or flight. My body now is safe and I can actually let the other systems kick in. The power of the breath. And you can use this with your patients as well. And I know a bit of you might be thinking, the breath, the breath, the breath. But truly, we don't breathe properly. Look at your little ones. Look at everyone breathing through your nose, and inhale, exhale, slow it down. And I promise you, like if you are working in a chair and you're frustrated and you're extracting a tooth and it's breaking, notice that your breath is not working. All you do, breathe deep and full. Breathe deep and full. And if you need to, just shake it out. Okay? So breath is so, 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 so important. Use it. It is your life force. Now, I speak to a lot of dentist ladies who believe that when their circumstances change, their lives will change. And I hear it all the time. So when we finish the house renos, or when I've hired the best front desk person, everything's going to be easier. It's going to be up to everything else. But I want you to stop for a moment and stop and be really honest with yourself. If I could wave a magic wand and give you an extra 10 hours every day, do you really believe that that would be enough for you? Do you really believe that your to-do list would be any different? Or do you think that you just find ways to procrastinate or distract yourself to fill in those 10 hours and have that be where you are right now? The truth is, if you want your life to be different, it's you who need to be different. So for most people, change feels really, really hard. And I know your habits and your patterns are so ingrained, you probably have trouble imagining your life without them. You actually believe those thoughts. So I want your next challenge to be breathe. So deep, full breaths. And I know it's going to be hard and you're thinking, not another thing to do, but seriously, tomorrow, try it. Just notice how many times during the day you're not breathing. Right now, try it. So I want you to stop with me. Stop with me right now as you're listening, doing whatever you're doing, and just take a deep breath. Deep, full breath and exhale. Take another one. Deep, full breath. And exhale. And maybe one more. Slow it down. There's no rush in life, right? So just big breaths through your nose and out through your mouth. Slow down. I'm slowing down too. You can do this. I promise you can. I believe in you. So any time today you begin to feel your anxiety and overwhelm ramping up, stop and take a breath. Take a breath. So if you loved this video, then make sure you share this with all your dental lady friends. Please, anyone that you want to help, share it with them. And remember, keep laughing out loud. It is the second best thing that you can do with your mouth.